Hi, I'm Belinda with Belinda's Baubles. Welcome to the bonus video for Christmas in July. Today is July 31st, and you'll be seeing this on August 1st. We've made it through. How about that? Thank you so much for coming along on this journey. I really do appreciate it. And I'm going to cut over to the video now that I recorded before, because I forgot to introduce myself. And this is my little bit of a farewell to daily vlogs for right now. I will be podcasting for August, which will have the giveaway in it. So if you have not, this is a spoiler, okay? If you have not put a comment on episode 4, go over to episode 4, not day 4, but episode 4, and type in happy birthday. You'll have a pretty good chance of winning, since I've only had, if I count all the happy birthdays on all the videos during Christmas in July and everything, I think I've got about 7 or 8 entries. This is for a Christmas in July project bag. It'll also have some stitch markers, including my new logo stitch marker that goes along with this, and a few goodies that I picked up on vacation. So if you have any interest in that at all, go over to episode 4. You've got 2 weeks to do it in, and type in happy birthday. I'll be recording that video in about 2 weeks, a week and a half to 2 weeks, to give myself a little bit of downtime and catch up time for my knitting and crocheting, since I've been spending most of my knitting and crocheting time editing. This has been a very fun experience for me. Thank you for coming along on the ride. I don't think I'll be doing the daily vlogs, but maybe once a year. It does take a lot of time, and I want it to be good. But I will continue to do the out and abouts, and I'm going to try to do at least one out and about once a month. No clue what they'll be, other than September is DFW Fiber Fest, and I will be out there, so I'm going to find out what I can and can't do and take y'all along for the ride. I'll be spending part of the day out there helping some of the vendors, one of the shops in particular, and a couple of the dyers, as far as running errands and things like that. So I'm going to try to be helpful. I'm playing here. I've got my litmus cow in front of me, and guess what? I actually didn't color change. So I've switched over to this lime green. It's gray, white, lime green. Let's see if I can get a better, yeah. Oh. Yeah, lighting's bad up here today, but that adds an extra bright spot on there. But I'm going to keep at this. I was looking at going and checking out a new experience venue, or whatever you want to call it, attraction, over in Grand Prairie today, but the heat got to me yesterday. I mean, by the time I was rushing back over to the train, and then didn't need to rush back to the train because it ended up being a little later, since the one I was going to catch went out of service. But because of that, I was rushing through that heat, and that zonked me good. I think it was, real feel was around 106, 107 by the time I got back onto the train. And I am going to start putting a pair of fingerless mittens in the car. because that steering wheel, even with a shade up, gets so hot. I'm going to use them like oven mittens. So I had that idea, but nope, sorry. I may be able to do that later on in the year as an out and about. Or I was going to post video when we were on vacation in South Carolina. The one thing that my dad wanted to do was he wanted to go up and see the USS North Carolina battleship that is basically in dry dock, but it's a museum. It was a World War II battleship. If you can hear Proby in the background, I apologize. He's upset because Ziva hasn't gone downstairs yet. But that was the one thing that he wanted to do on this vacation, was to go see it. So I took my video camera along and I followed along behind Dad, but using just the microphone that's built into my AKASO GoPro knockoff. And there's just a lot of other noise in there. So that one's going to take quite a while for me to edit it. So I'm going to work on it over time. And if I can get it to where it looks good enough, I'll post it where it's visible to more than just the family. So that was idea number 2 for today, for the final day, which went out the door. So instead, I'm going to sit here with you guys with the Christmas tree for Christmas in July. It's only fitting. And wearing red. This is my Vivian tank out of the I can't think of the maker, but it's the Cumulus Dappled that I showed yesterday on the vlog. So I'll put the information down below anyways, you know me. So that was those 2 ideas went out. So instead, I have a little bit of story time that will be followed up with about 2 minutes of the last of the pictures and video that I'm going to share from our Alaska trip, so that I can get the heat from today. I've already been out in the swimming pool and get a little bit of this heat out of my system. And remember when I could actually wrap wool around me and be comfortable. But what you're going to be seeing, and I'm just going to put some, I don't know if I'll put any narration with it or if I'll just put some music. So I'll tell you a bit about what this is. When we went up to Alaska in January, it was part of an anniversary celebration that we were doing over the course of the year. It'll be our 25th anniversary, mine and Sam's, on the 8th of August, so in just over a week. And we just took something off the bucket list, which was the trip to Alaska. We stayed with my sister Karen and her husband and their family and their dogs, and got to visit with family up there in Anchorage. And part of the visit, my sister Karen is a kindergarten teacher at a private school, and she had a field trip planned that had been snowed out before Christmas. And this field trip was going to the Cook Hotel, and they set up a gingerbread village that is put together every year by locals. And they make all this up, and there's just different people in the area have made these, put them into the village, I think it was a Dickens themed village. I'll read off a little bit of the information. But suffice it to say, I went on a bucket list Alaska trip, and I went on a kindergarten field trip. Now, how many people can say that? So I'll insert all the pictures behind this video. And then the next day we went out to Cook Inlet, I believe it's called. So Cook and Cook, I figured, stay with Captain Cook. And saw the big, huge ice chunks. They're huge ice chunks or mini icebergs, whichever way you want to call them, as they were floating around. And my brother-in-law Dan got us down, Seaver and I got down by the water, and there's even a picture of Seaver out right next to the water, and that was right after he dunked Eggy. So Eggy has been in the Gulf of Mexico, the Atlantic Ocean, and the Pacific Ocean. So he's had quite a few adventures. As I put on the end of one of my videos, I feel like I should do Adventures of Eggy. Some days it seems like he's had a more adventurous life than I have. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this up and prep up this last little 2 minutes of video. Oh, the very last video, it has a little bit of sound in it, not much, but it's us driving back into Anchorage because we had been on what had become the theme of the visit, a moose hunt. I went to Alaska and I didn't see a moose. Everybody else saw a moose. Everybody else told me that the moose had been there 5 to 10 minutes before me or 5 to 10 minutes after me, including when I went to the field trip. There was one standing in the playground not 10 minutes before I got there. And nope. We saw the shadow of what we think was a moose cow driving back to the house the last night we were there, but I'm still not sure because I was driving and I was having to pay attention, so I really couldn't look over there and see it. So we went to Alaska. We saw lots and lots of snow, beautiful sunrises and sunsets, but no northern lights and no moose. Only moose droppings. But that gives us a reason to go back again. Besides the fact that we just loved it there. Okay, so I've been saying I'm going to end this. This is 15 minutes in. So thank you so much for coming on this journey with me. Thank you for all the likes. Please do like, share. If you have not subscribed and you would like to continue seeing whatever I'm doing, please do subscribe. I am trying to grow my little channel. I am up to, I think, 162 subscribers right now, which I don't think is that bad for the fact that, I started this in April. So it hasn't been that long since I started. Sorry, I got a little bit of water from the swimming pool in my ear. I do want to grow this, so I am asking you to help me. All you have to do is like or share or comment or subscribe. Any of those things lets YouTube know that someone's watching me, and then YouTube will share me around and make me something that they might tell someone else about. So until August, give me 2 weeks, please. Until August, this is me saying thank you, see you later, and happy knitting, happy crocheting, all that good stuff.